Welcome back to the Campus Life. My name is Sally Sitole, and on today's show, we have a special lady in our building. So, Showmax will be launching or premiering its original film on the 22nd of March. And in studio, we have one of the lead female characters, and I'm so excited. Listen, in this film, we are seeing fist fighting, we are seeing blood, we are seeing love in the air as well. But I just want to find out more. But also, ladies and gentlemen, in our studio, Mulisa Mudau in our studio.
Hey, thank you so much. That was such a lovely intro. Thank you so much.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm all right, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. First of all, you're looking beautiful.
Thank
okay,
you.
Ladies,
You
right?
also look absolutely stunning. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But Mulisa, I just want to know more about you. Who are you for people who don't know you? Where do you come from? What are you all about?
So my name is Mulisa Mudau. I am 28 years old. I am originally from Vondwe in Limpopo, but I grew up in the Free State in Sasolburg. That is where I was born and bred. Went to school, all of it, but until it was time for my tertiary education, I went back to Limpopo. And then, I'd say that's when my career sort of, kick-started. I'm an actress, I'm a presenter, I'm a businesswoman. And I am based in Johannesburg currently. Yeah.
Let's talk about where it all started. Let's talk about family, your upbringing, your childhood. How was that like?
Look, I'm a firstborn child, so I'm a deputy mother, technically. But otherwise, I come from a very loving family, a family we often find ourselves re-adoptile batho. Like, go high, we're so loving, to a point where will feel like they're part of the family as well. Like, it's a family in London, it's a family is supportive, family they will allow you to be yourself and follow your dream, to do what you want to do and what makes you happy at the end of the day. Family yeah, I come from a family you need to feel free, to talk about your feelings, your thoughts. We are allowed to express ourselves. Yeah, we are allowed to express ourselves. And besides that, I'd say growing up, I didn't have, challenges or anything of that nature. Like I'm saying, they do allow us to sort of express ourselves. So anything really, if face a problem, understand something, I know that they'll always have my back. And, that's basically my
getting
upbringing.
goosebumps.
Thank you so much. But I have a wonderful family that has always supported me in every way possible.
I love that a lot. But you're a radio presenter, you're a TV presenter, you're an actress, but where did it all start?
I would say for as long as I can remember, basically, I'll go back to days when UJTV, man. No? You remember the UJTV days, right? I used to roll on presented. That was my camera then. And I think little did I know that I was actually putting it out to the universe. I was actually manifesting it for myself because 28 years later, or maybe 10 years later, or whatever years later, really. But many years later, here I am, I get to do it for a living. And I remember even Koskolong, I red pen ela engolang, and it like Mulisa, you are talkative. Too talkative. Something about me talking a lot. But here I am today, getting paid to do it. Love it for myself. Getting paid to talk. I love it for myself. But for as long as I can remember, I've always been that girl who, has always wanted to be, kapili, saying something. Even local classing, when it was time for the presentation, oral speech, unprepared, prepared, bring it on, I'm your girl.
So how did it actually begin in terms of you going into the media industry? What was your first break, if you have to call it that?
I don't think I've had my first break yet, but my first, the first time I got my foot, in the door, basically, I would say was when I started presenting for our community radio station, Karabo FM. I think that really gave me, a chance to sort of explore and take it, like actually see yes or not, and they allowed me, and they gave me the freedom to play around and decide if it's something that I want to do. And I worked for Karabo FM that time. When was it? I think in just before I started with my first year varsity. So I think the following year in varsity, when I got there, I had to approach SRC and say, hi guys, I'm actually a very famous girl. And look, no, man, like just give me a chance, see what I can do. And they did that. And I think that's when I really, really had my first, foot, because I realized there was no female representation, and I took that upon myself, or I'm going to put myself out there. And that was the greatest decision that I've ever made in my life, because it allowed me a chance to be who I am today, because I didn't doubt myself, I didn't doubt my talent in any way. And even though I was doing it, or anything, volunteer, 6 to 6 on stage, non-stop. But it really allowed me to sort of realize my dream, hanyane. And before I knew it, I was on Energy FM. And I sent demos, I think, for like 3-4 years. Back to back, it was rejections until that 1 year that, they gave me a shot. And I think 3 months into it, I was retrenched. Unfortunately, it was so sad. I remember I told God, I cannot want something for so long, so bad, and then udumele this one time, and then before I know it, already it's been taken away from me. So maybe it's all in my head. Maybe this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I tried to trust you. I tried to keep the faith, but at this point, I feel like I can't. 3 months later, like I was saying, I got retrenched, and then that was it for me. But there was this ad, Mzansi Insider Presenter Search that was coming to Polokwane, a national talent search that was happening. I remember in a taxiing, advert SVC wine. WhatsApp, a friend of mine will send me poster that says, a friend, man, did you see this? Somebody else would be saying something, like it just followed me so much, and I felt that was God talking to me, and at that point in time I had to listen. And I woke up one day, grocery outfit I remember if you find that picture, Sally, Kelly, I will pay you to delete it.
But you showed up. I like the fact that you showed up.
I showed up and auditioned, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I knew even when I left that there was nothing more I could have done. I had left my heart on that audition floor, and I gave it all to God. And before I knew it, I got a call that was saying, hi, congratulations, you are going to be representing Limpopo on this national competition. So imagine, out of all 9 provinces, we're no Liwani. That was a big deal for me. That was confirmation for me, I'd say. And then I started working. And then I went for the audition now against Gauteng, I think the Eastern Cape as well, I think Free State as well, all of that. I can feel like, kakopana le mabone se li di camera ke re so hetsalang mo. I'm like, no. I literally cried.
Really?
I cried. I just panicked so much, and I cried. I just kind of like, I'm not sure about this.
You still remember the feels?
Of course. That I remember I just cried so much. I just couldn't handle it. The pressure as well. And the real competition as well. Like, Sana, everybody here is super talented. But then Lena would not be there if I was not talented. I constantly had to remind myself of that. But I think if anything, like it's to stick him up on the camera.
But now it's like...
No!
Second nature now.
That's my playground.
Exactly.
And then I got Beketo competitioning like all together now. And then Kanti luckily Real Gopoza was following my journey. And then one day they called me and they're like, hey girl, how are you? Would like to have you in studio Utlo audition. And I think that's when, the the big break, like you were saying, sort of happened. But yeah, that's when I officially, I'd say, I would consider myself as a national personality.
And how was the journey like, being on Real Goboza, being on a national TV? Now your family's watching, you're like, yes, that's my girl, you know? So
If anything, when the credits roll, just seeing my surname, hearing my grandmother call to say, girl, bona o reetsa batho, bona sefane sa rona re se bona on TV, and then that was just like, those are the moments and memories that I'll always cherish, and moments that I live for in general, making my family proud. So when the credits roll, oh my goodness, it's just, out of this world. Even for me, the first time I saw the credits roll, I was like,
oh my God, is that me?
I used to read people's names for so long, and now I get to read my own name. It's just like, like out of this world. But yeah, I'd say it was a feeling that, I just can't explain. I mean, till this day, I really don't know how to explain it. But except Torafela, it's just been absolutely amazing, absolutely beautiful for me.
But you're speaking about the positives. I mean, Real Goboza, spot goals, but I'm sure there's been challenges in the journey as well, right? You want to maybe just enlighten us on some of the challenges that you've encountered, that has shaped you to be who you are today?
Honestly speaking, I get this question a lot.
Yeah.
And because, I don't know, like off air, I was telling you,
Yeah.
like I'm really not that girl. So I cannot think of a challenge, but I would say that, especially with my Real Goboza days, like those were the days that I'll always remember and always cherish, because those days made me the strongest, the happiest. Those days allowed me to be in spaces and rooms that I never thought or even dreamt of being in. Those days allowed me to sit down and talk to people that next time it would happen. But then there's a saying also that says something about never meeting your heroes, right? Those days sort of prove to me, right? Sometimes it's not a good idea to meet a hero, because this person then when but when you meet them in person, they're just the absolute opposite. But because you have to deal with it and just take it in. So besides the love that you have for that person, if that you thought they were, it's kind of disappointing, but hey, you just have to do the job. So hence I'm saying, it also made me, very, very strong. Like those were some of the things that really made me strong, because not everyone is the kindest person out here.
No, that's true. That's true. But let's talk about this new lead character on Showmax. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be like, okay, with my popcorn ready.
Please do.
But your character, what is it all about? What can we expect? The drama, the juiciness, everything.
I cannot tell you everything, because it only drops 22 so much. But I can tell you here and there. So basically, I play the character of Rufuno Manenje, which is the love interest. So there is, basically two guys, man, banaling, both of them ego dika now, and they're in the same sport as well, which is sort of boxing, musangwe, and now they end up banlwanela. But hakal habalanela title, but then because now ona umong for the longest time Takarani would come maybe at a visit Venda where they get to abonelu funo and all of that, but because they stayed hole, they never really took tabayabona any further, because they thought it wouldn't work out. But Tatsileleng, when Takarani's grandmother Akula, now Takarani is to come back, and Takarani and Ufuno Baba Kopa and I think that's when Takarani actually realized just how much he loves Rufuno.
Girl.
And it's just like, oh no, no, man, I gotta give my girl, man.
I gotta fight for her.
But now, on the other hand, Takarani is met with, a match. Because now Rufuno is a pretty girl, villaging. So it's unfortunately, Abatola or no, Rufuno is in a relationship at the time. And now this guy, Kichempe, Kanako Eo, in that village. So now, balonela taitlele, balonela ngwanyana, but it's absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I would say watch. I highly recommend that you watch it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Bona ke ntwa, ke lerato, ke mofuthu, ke family. It's lovely.
Oh
Absolutely
man, I
lovely.
can't wait to see on the 22nd of March. We'll listen,
Yeah.
we'll be tuned in. We'll
Please
be
do.
watching.
Please do.
But what can we expect from you in the future? What are the career prospects looking like? What are you mentioned radio. Would you go back to radio actually?
I would love to go back to radio. My
Yeah.
goodness, I'm so glad you're actually bringing that up. But I would love to go back to radio. It's been long, man, and like I hope all haholo, and I think I did it very, very well. I don't know why I got retrenched.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
It was leading
It's
you
okay,
here, you know.
right?
It was leading you here.
No, that is actually so true. But I would definitely go back to radio. I want to go back to radio. So that is one of the things that you can look out for. But most importantly, I'm a businesswoman now, so I have my own clothing store online and a physical store.
Okay.
So I'm going to be putting a whole lot more energy into that.
Okay.
Hopefully maybe venture or collaborate with, you know, up and coming designers as well, so that I can have my own designs, because right now I just stock and resell.
Yeah.
But I want to have something of my own now with my own name and tag, and you know, exclusive to Glammed Looks by
Yeah.
Mulisa Mudau only. Yeah.
Oh no, we love that. We love
Thank
that. So now
you.
if you want to manifest it into, you know, the future, which station would you probably want to?
947.
Okay, 947, are you listening? Okay.
Has to be 947. And I live on, I've been sending them my demos, I think, for the past, 3 years now?
Yeah.
Every year I
No, it will
send.
happen. It will happen.
I
It will
hope so.
happen.
I also have the faith, and I'm going to keep the faith that it's going to happen. I
Yeah.
mean, look at me. I'm a 947 girl. I sound and look like 947, right?
No, definitely. But if we have to
Thank
take
you.
it back to 10 years,
Yeah.
Mulisa, 10 years ago,
18-year-old me.
yeah, what would you say to her?
Keep going, girl.
Yeah.
And you're much stronger than you think. And mama is out there looking down on you, smiling, and you're making her very proud. So just keep pushing, just keep going. You
Yeah.
are on the right track.
And now the future one, 10 years to go. What would you say to the future as well?
Girl, what a powerhouse you are.
Damn,
Look
yeah.
at you. We knew you'd be here. So proud to see you here.
And what would you say to your family?
Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. May just continue being like that, not just to me, but even to the little ones as well that, you know, come after me. Thank you for teaching me a life lesson that I'll never forget, which is support, which is love, which is unconditional love. That is, I will carry it with me for as long as I live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there is someone out there who is looking at you and be like, damn, I want to be in her shoes. I want to just be like her. I feel like her journey and my journey are similar. But what would you say into the camera to someone who is looking up to you, be like, you know, I want to walk the same, it's a similar journey that you have walked. What would you say to them?
I would say to you, believe in yourself. Have a lot of confidence. If you want to come into this industry, know that it's cutthroat. But I'm going to need you to believe in yourself, to pray hard, and have a good support structure. Have people that love you, that will protect you around you, okay? And more than anything, it's not always glamorous. Some days it's sad, some days it's bad, but most days it's worth it. And you can absolutely enjoy this ride. Stay true to yourself and do you, boo. And don't get scammed. That's
Yeah.
the
You know, I enjoyed those conversations so much. I didn't
you.
even get the chance to look at my questions. Like, it was just flowing.
It's just
But
flowing.
thank you
That's
so
true.
much for
Thank you so
joining me.
much.
All the best with your career.
Thank
You want to see you flying. I want to see you international.
Thank
you know, going on
you.
international stages.
you.
And
Thank you so much.
hopefully to hear you on the radio soon.
Sing fingers.
So thank you so much,
Thank you so
ladies and
much.
gentlemen. This is Mulisa Mudau. She is one of the lead characters on a new film that is coming up on Showmax on the 22nd of March. I hope you'll be watching with your popcorn ready, because I know I'll be doing the same. Well, this is where we leave it for today's episode. Until I see you next time on the Campus Live, my name is Selisa Tole. Goodbye.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.